Hope you guys are doing well. I'm doing pretty good. I had a good day yesterday. I got overtime today um, with a new supervisor. I'm coming in for 8:30. So, oh, Jesus, I gotta turn off the music. Turn off the music before. Here we go. Turned it off in time. So, yeah, getting the hours, which is good. Happy about that. Physically, I'm feeling good. My feet are so much better. Um, yeah, I'm back to living healthy. Um, man, that's one thing I like about California. It's like every day it never rains. There's never any rain. And when it does, it's not that much. I think this whole year, it rained 7 times. Yeah, 7 times. All in like 1 month, and that's it. So, yeah, it's my break in service is happening on the 8th of October. That's a year. A year flies by. So October 8th, 5 days. So that'd be, I think, the 13th I'm back. They created another route. So, and there's a person retiring. So, yeah. I'll be climbing up the ladder, seniority-wise. I had to help somebody, and there's always this little argument about what piece someone's going to take, and he didn't want to be accommodating, I guess, and not a big deal. But I told him, when it comes to who chooses pieces, it's seniority. And I don't think, he didn't agree. And it's like, it's frickin' seniority. I didn't say it that way to him, but it's fucking seniority. You know what I mean? That's why I like working by myself. I don't like working with others. Yeah, having someone that's brand new trying to tell you, yeah, I'm not saying know your place, but respect seniority. Don't, don't, you know what I mean? That's crazy. That's, but people are like that. And, I respect seniority. If I know that I'm helping somebody that has more seniority, I'm not going to try to argue. So it is what it is. There's pros and cons to that. His point was valid, but I'm like, still, it's seniority that chooses. So, yeah, in lack of incentive, that's probably the big problem with the union is, you can do more work and you're not going to get anything for it. You can't get anything for doing more. So it incentivizes people to do less. Because it's all about your time. So you don't get rewarded for doing more, and that's a huge, that's a big problem. Because you could be doing more and not get nothing. You know what I mean? It's just, that's, yeah, a big problem. And then you have people who will purposefully slack. Um, there's a lot of pressure that happens with the union people to try to make people like work slower. So it's almost like you have like the activists, on the job, but yeah, that's a negative aspect. However, as petty as the job is, with the union being there, if you're a relatively behaved person who's working, you don't really have anything to worry about. So that is good. Because there's this carrier who's a senior carrier. I guess, we're supposed to scan things, and I guess he might have scanned an old item that was in the mailbox, and it was on discipline. It's like, that's petty. Oh, you accidentally scanned something that was in the box because you saw that it was your current scannable item, and they're bringing you in for discipline for that. You know what I mean? That kind of highlights like the pettiness. Your dog spray falls out of your holster because the holster sucks. You get disciplined for that. So, if you didn't have any kind of protection, no one would be working at the fucking post office, you know what I mean? Because these petty things can add up to freaking discipline, and then therefore you freaking get another petty thing and you can lose your fucking job. You know what I mean? No, you know what I mean? You can't be perfect enough, when you're doing all these things, and then you have one petty thing, and then so you gotta have some kind of protection, because it's a petty job. You scan something that maybe the laser from the scanner, you misaimed for what you're scanning, and it scanned something in the back, which was the old item. You know what I mean? Common sense stuff like that, So, it's a petty job. I try to avoid getting sucked into it. The petty details. I care about good service. I care about delivering on time. I'm not going to lose my mind over petty mistakes. I have a hold down for the last month, and another CCA did a piece of my hold down while I did a business part, and he misdelivered. I misdeliver sometimes. Not often. I think I'm pretty good at it, and lo and behold, I have a customer the next day coming out and approaching me about, oh man, I got mail that belonged to the next street over. My neighbor's wondering about her check, and sometimes you can just make one mistake, or somebody, you know what I mean? And there's a lot of retired people, a lot of money people up there, a lot of retired rich people, and they're kind of sitting at home with nothing to do, and they're bored. And some routes, they have people that you make a mistake on, and you know what I mean? So it is what it is. A reasonable mistake is a reasonable mistake. And that's a pet peeve of mine. It's like, hey, if someone doesn't put in a change of address, and there's mail addressed to that address, and the mail carrier delivers it, just put it in the outgoing, and we'll pick it up. You don't have to write a paragraph. You're not supposed to write on the mail, even if that's not your mail. Do you think the person that's eventually going to get that letter wants all that writing on their mail. You know what I mean? So don't write on the damn thing. You know what I mean? Don't write on the mail. And sometimes some people, they'll say wrong address. Well, no, it was delivered to the right address, but the person's no longer there. Wrong addressee. Because if you say wrong address, they're going to think it was misdelivered, and they're going to just bring it right back to you if there isn't a forward in place. So, and sometimes some people just want the person to know that the mailman fucked up and delivered this to the wrong address, and so they write in marker. I mean, it's just like, dude, you're vandalizing people's property. Just because you got it wrongfully delivered to you, doesn't mean you vandalize their property. Come on, man. What the fuck? The people are stupid. A lot of people don't do change of addresses. And sometimes you got a situation where you got a lot of movement, and you got a lot of different mail. And, a regular has a lot of time to take care of his route. A CCA has a piece to do. Doesn't have all that time. They are going to look at the address number, and they're pretty much going to just match the number, pretty much. Unless it's apparent. And there's holds, of course. But, yeah, sometimes you're going to get mail that's addressed to the address, and it's a past resident. A regular, different story. Even with the regular it can happen, but a regular who's not on the overtime list, they have to utilize the overtime list first before they utilize you. So pretty much in this office, you're pretty safe. You're not going to get a piece. Even if you're not really a senior, you're pretty much not going to get a piece. Because there's a lot of CCAs, and there are a lot of people who are on the overtime list. So you're pretty safe. And these routes, if you only have that route, you can get it done easy in 8 hours. And then really take care of the route. You have that time. But when you have a piece, and you don't really have the time to be that anal with that many people. You know what I mean? So sometimes some forwards that don't exist, are going to slip through. They're going to slip through sometimes. Just put it in the outgoing. We'll pick it back up and we'll deliver it. That easy. That's simple. You don't need to mark it up. Yeah. Current resident. Sorry, it has the past resident's name. I understand that. But if it says current resident, it's going to you. And that's the way it goes. So, yeah, that's the way it works. I mean, that's... So, yeah, being overloaded with work is good. I like that. But at the same time, when you're always needing to be really quick to get everything done, like yesterday, I double cased. I got a route and a half done, a fuck ton of shit. I had it every door. I don't really have the time to be anal about every fucking address. I mean, I'm gonna definitely get the right address, but when it comes to all the possible forwards, I mean, if I was really anal about every matching names to every box, I'd bring back a lot of mail. Like a quarter of the route would be brought back. You wouldn't deliver anything. You know what I mean? Because there's not always names. So therefore, if it matches the address, you're going to assume it's okay until you say otherwise. That's just the way it is. No mail would get delivered. I mean, how many people put a name in their box? A lot of people don't. So you're going to get you know what I mean? Yeah, and then as you see it, and as you're on a route, you're going to know better. And then you're going to learn. And then we know. Like, there's a lot of forwards that I know. But you're not going to know that your first time. Or just covering the route. So yeah, pick up your mail. If you don't and it gets overstuffed, the mailman takes it back to the office, leaves you a notice, and you have 10 days to pick it up. And if you don't, it gets sent back. I understand. People check their mail when they think they're going to get something. And if they don't think they're getting anything, they don't check their mail. Some people do that. But then you're going to get that check and you're not getting the mail. Well, I'm sorry. You didn't pick up your mail. Now it's overstuffed and it got brought back. If you got junk mail, it's not first class, just throw it away. Don't expect me to pick it back up to throw it away for you. Especially when there's a trash can right beside your receptacle there, if you're in an apartment complex. They offer a trash can right there. Just throw it there. How hard is it? The grocery store circulars, I understand people don't want that crap. You pretty much can use your electronic coupon services. It's a waste of money. It's a waste of overtime. They're flimsy. It's not good. It's a waste of service, to be honest with you. These, what we call red plums, or flyers, circulars. These type of mail it's not, how many people use it? And they don't really offer you anything anyway. They're thin. There's no freaking savings in there. You're not saving anything anymore. Back in the day, like 20 years ago, I worked at a grocery store. Yeah, they would have doubles, coupons and stuff. You probably saved money back then. I saw it. They would be kind of thick circulars and they had good coupons and stuff. But now it's not like that nowadays. So, oh well. I'll catch you guys later. Have a good day. Take care.